One last thing about this idea of writing music from the perspective of tension and release. Well, maybe more than one thing. When we're writing music, we're always thinking about this. We're always thinking, where am I going? Right? What is the level of tension? How can I resolve it if I'm going to resolve it? And then what comes next? I'm always building it up and pulling it away. It's always a tug of war with tension and release. And it's something that informs everything we write. Now, writing for film is a really interesting nugget when it comes to this, because we have not only to think about how can this music have a sense of tension and release and a push and pull, but also how does it complement the scene, and how does it achieve what the director's trying to achieve? Because if it doesn't achieve what the director's trying to achieve, you're going to get fired. If you're creating tension in places that the director doesn't want tension, forget about it. He's going to find a different composer. And this happens all the time, by the way. There are a lot of famous cases where famous composers have been fired from a film. And then another composer comes in to do the film. There are a couple of fairly famous cases of composers that have written soundtracks to entire movies, and it got cut, and someone else came in to do it. Because what the composer was writing was just not lining up with what the director envisioned. Now, some might argue that that's actually a problem that the director had, because maybe they weren't clear enough in what they wanted, but that's a whole other can of worms. The point is, if you can't get your head around these techniques for creating tension and release, then you're not going to be successful writing music for film or television, or even advertisements for that matter. So really think about this and think about these techniques and how they'll come together if you're interested in writing music for film. Now, when we write music for film, we always think about, will this music be good on its own? I always think about that anyway. So applying these techniques to just any concert music, piano music, pop music, dance music, anything. If it's good music, it's going to have a sense of tension and release always. Even if the release is just a snare drum, even if the release is a big, huge orchestral finale kind of cadence. No matter what you do, you've got to have this push and pull, or else it's just going to be boring. So keep that in mind, especially as we go into talking about film music, which I want to talk about in the next video.